Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Razel Dazel. So I've been working on my poncho and I decided to put green down at the bottom to kind of break up that yellow color a little bit. And I used just about an entire ball of the Big Twist Value, the huge pounder. That's what I got left out of this poncho for the black. That's how much black I put into this poncho. But I thought, I'm going to add some of this green down to the bottom to kind of break up that yellow and black a little bit. And I was thinking too for the top of doing tassels in a green to help break up the yellow color a little bit, because this mustard yellow, it's very bold and I just feel like it needs another color to tame it down. And this olive drab, which is a Big Twist Value yarn, I think it breaks it up perfectly. And these are kind of like autumn colors. So I guess we're thinking about autumn and Halloween, fall type colors when I was putting this together. And it has a little bit of a gothic type of a vibe to it, or that Norwegian type of a look, of course, with which is very popular, the Norwegian look. They do a lot of embellishments in their art, very what do you call it, like art folk, traditional, rustic look, which I thought too, if I wanted to really embellish this, I could totally do some type of a yarn embroidery on top, or they call it like a surface crochet, to add more detail to it if I wanted. But I've been on this really hardcore. I'm wearing my back support straps here. It helps with my posture because I like to slouch. I like to slouch a lot, so this just kind of helps, me to stand up straight so I'm not hunched over like a hunchback. And it helps. I think it helps. So yeah, I'm going to put this on to give you an idea of where I was going with this. So yeah, very nice poncho. And it is about a medium-sized poncho. It's stiff right now because the black yarn, it's really stiff. But when I go to wash it in some fabric softener, it's gonna drape a lot better and it won't be so stiff. It'll be a lot softer and it's gonna drape better. But yeah, this is what I was going with this. And it's got the granny square, and see how it's the diamond shaped. So it really stands out. And I'm gonna do 2 rows of the green down at the bottom. And then I'm gonna do some green tassels into the neckline. And I don't know, I might even do the neckline in green. I could probably, I don't know. I'm debating because the neckline is pretty perfect. I did 3 more rows in the black and I decreased it like I would do. I was doing half doubles, and like every 12th stitch, every 12 stitches, I would skip one to decrease, to tighten it. And I did that on the first row. And then on the second and third, I did every 17 stitches and did a decrease just to get that tighter up at the neckline, so it's not hanging down so low. But yeah, it's very thick too. I always use a 3.5 millimeter hook, so it's going to be pretty tight stitches. But like I said, when I go to wash it in the washer and dryer with that fabric softener, it's going to loosen up and it's going to drape a lot better. It's just really stiff right now because the black yarn, it's a lot stiffer. Don't worry though, once I wash it, it'll be fine. And I'm still debating whether I'm going to do tassels or not. I mean, if I do the fringe, you know, the fringe down at the bottom, I don't want it in the arm area. So I would probably stop it right here and just do it in the front and back, because I don't want any fringe around my arms. That's for my coffee, you know. I don't want to get no fringe in my coffee. Especially if I'm sitting out on the porch drinking my coffee, sitting in my rocking chair, watching the squirrels and the birds. So yeah, it takes a very long time to make this type of a poncho, but there's so much you can do with this, the granny square poncho. I'm thinking on the next one, I'm going to do my border a little bit different. This is a very thick border where I did 2 rows. I did 2 rows of the yellow. So maybe next time I'll break it up a little bit and do a little bit of a different pattern to make it more intricate. Maybe I'll only do like 1 row. But it is really pretty. It's got that, you know, that border. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. This is about as gothic as I get, I'm gonna say. It took a whole ball of the black, so it has a lot of black in it. And once I get the tassels in and maybe do a little green up here to kind of break up the black and the yellow. And then I don't know if I'm adding fringe or not. The fringe is going to be a lot of work because I have to cut all those little strands, probably tie it in some type of a knot, and then maybe a slip knot. You know, because when you go to wash it and dry it, you don't want your fringe to come unraveled because it'll ruin your washing machine. It'll go everywhere. So you got to make sure that your fringe and your tassels are tightly secured. And I'll probably wash it on delicate just to make sure my yarn doesn't get that horrible fuzzy look. But the fabric softener should help to tame it down. And like I said, it's gonna drape a lot better. Because right now it's kind of stiff. So yeah, it's pretty big poncho. And it's warm too. It's very warm. And I decided not to make a hood because I thought, well, you know, if I wear a hoodie, because I love my hoodies, I'll probably just wear my own hoodie underneath this, especially in the winter time. But I love the diamond shape where it's pointed in the front and back. And this is a size medium. So this would be perfect for size medium. And I think if I were to make one for my daughter, I would probably just go one row smaller, you know, take just the one row out of the square to make it smaller. Or if I wanted to make it a little bit bigger, I think all I would need to do is add another row to this granny square panel to make it a little bit larger. But I feel like I have plenty of room. It's got a lot of room in it. It's pretty roomy. But yeah, I would consider this medium size. And I think it turned out pretty well. I've been obsessed with it. And like I said, I want to do some other colors too. But yeah, I feel pretty, what do you call it? I feel like I'm on the hierarchy here. Yeah. They said the black color is the highest of the hierarchy in the poncho world. So I'm feeling pretty high and mighty. Super cute. I mean, you go into a crowd with a colorful poncho like this, you're gonna get noticed. It's really flashy. I mean, there ain't gonna be no "Where's Waldo?" They're definitely gonna be able to find you. They're gonna be like, that crazy lady in the black and yellow poncho that's super bright. Oh yeah, she's right over there. You go into Walmart, you ain't gonna get lost. Somebody's gonna find you. Yeah, somebody's definitely gonna find you wearing something like this. But isn't that just, it's so pretty. It's gorgeous. And I'm putting that green down at the bottom to help break up this yellow. And I think I'm gonna add maybe a touch of green in the top too, just to break up that yellow and black, because like I said, I used an entire ball in the black. So I'm thinking maybe it is close to about 2 balls of the value of the big twist value. Yeah. I used an entire ball of black to make this poncho. So I'm going to say it's probably I mean, you're probably going to use about 2 balls, real close to 2 balls on the Value Pound Plus to make one of these ponchos. Depending on, you know, if you're going to put fringe down at the bottom, or if you're going to do a tassel, or if you want to make a hoodie on yours, because I've seen them where they have the hoodies. But I decided I'm not going to worry about the hoodie because it would just be too much. My pattern is so bright and vibrant. I'm not going to worry about the hoodie. I just feel like wearing my own sweater with a hoodie would be enough. Or if I was just going to wear a plain colored hat, and I could even put a scarf with this. If I were to wear a scarf, I would probably do that in a purple or green. It turned out amazing. Like, I'm very proud of myself. And it goes good with your accessories too. Come here. Come here. Yeah, see? Oh, it goes good with your accessories. He's so mad at me. You see the birdies outside? He thinks he's a hunter. He acts like he's gonna run after the birds and the squirrels, and I'm like, you wouldn't hurt a fly. You're not a very good hunter, you know that? He's not. He's just a lover. But yeah, he acts like he's so big and bad, don't ya? You act like you're so big and bad. You think you're the boss. But the truth is, he's a little sissy boy. Aren't you? I got him spoiled. So yeah, I'm going to work on this some more. I've been working on it all day yesterday. I didn't even get to do my video last night because I was still working on the bottom of it. I had so many rows I was doing. Let's see. So once I sewn all of these panels together, and I used a whip stitch. I did a whip stitch front and back to put these together. I guess I'm just a whip stitcher. But yeah, I did it front and back. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I did 5 more rows of the double crochet to give me more length down at the bottom. It goes nice with a pair of blue jeans too. Because I wanted more length, especially for the arms too. I have really long arms, but I wanted to give me enough arm length to where, you know, my arms are going to be covered to a certain extent, but not so covered that it's going to bother me when I'm, you know, I didn't want it totally covering my hands, but just enough to where if I'm sitting in a chair, that I have free range. And that's why I don't want to put fringe on my hands either. So I'd probably just put the fringe on front and back panels. But yeah, I think I'm over here modeling my creation. Let's see if I sit here. Yeah, see? Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yup. I feel like a voodoo high priestess up in here. Yes, I do. My voodoo priestess poncho. These aren't typically the type of colors that I wear, but it is very pretty. So I would wear it. I definitely would. Like I said, when I put the green in here, maybe with some tassels, it'll break up the yellow a little bit. Yeah. It's just going to tame that yellow color down a little. But it is. It's very bright and bold. Very nice. So I'm going to continue working on this because I'm going to do 2 rows in the green. I'm still thinking about tassels. I don't know if I'm going to do the tassels or not. We shall see how far I get today. But yeah, the Granny Square poncho using the Granny Square card deck. And I don't know if all of these squares come out the same size or not. But there's the one that I did. The Gilwin square. So that's the one I'm currently on. I really like this one. And since I got 5 colors, I kind of want to stick with 5 colors because I think 2 colors is just too plain for me. So if I do this pattern, I don't know. Probably going to have to... It's so pretty just with the 2 colors. I don't know, but I really like that. But see, they have all different types of these squares, and I'm pretty sure they're about the same. They should be about the same size. So I could do all kinds of different colors and different squares. This one's just regular. They have a lot of different flower prints. Here's one with a star. I'm just kind of going through this deck. Yeah, they got some pretty flower designs. Here's another star. There's a rose. We could do a watermelon. Do a watermelon poncho. That would be fun for summertime. Of course, you might want to use a different type of yarn if you're going to do a summer poncho. You probably want to go with a bigger hook instead of because I used a really small hook, so it's more airy and light. You might want to go with a bigger hook and maybe use Maybe use cotton instead or something light. Or like a bamboo. Use like a bamboo. Or the silk. For summertime. But yeah, there's all kinds of, lots of flowers. Here's one with strawberries. Little strawberries. Lots of squares to choose from. But I know my daughter, she would probably like the skull, the granny square with the skull in it, which it's not in this deck. I'd probably have to look on Pinterest. But she would probably like something like that in hot pink and black, because that's her colors, hot pink and black. But this is what I came up with for... This is about as gothic as mommy gets. That's for sure. I figured, well, this would be something cute for Halloween. And it's not too gothic, but it's got a little bit of a that Norwegian type look to it, but it's, I don't know. It's pretty tribal looking. But I could always do some embroidery or some surface crochet. You know, maybe do some type of a design here in the middle, in the center to break up the black. To break up the black a little bit more. I could do something in here. But it's thick. The colors very bold and thick, and I think I like it like that. There's so many different ways that you can make these granny square ponchos, and it does take a super long time, but I'm happy with the results. So alrighty, I've been on here chit-chatting it up, but I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully I get this all done and washed and it'll soften it up. And we'll see you next time. Bye.